Good evening and welcome to round 3 of the SDN Division 2 Championship. And tonight, we're lights up the streets of Jeddah under the floodlights for what promises to be a showdown race here around the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. We head to one of the fastest and most unforgiving street circuits in the world, the Jeddah Corniche Circuit, a 6.1 kilometre high-speed thrill, packed with 27 corners, rapid direction changes, and a minimal margin for error. It's a place where confidence and commitment are absolutely essential. And if you put a foot wrong, the walls will punish you. Coming into tonight's race then, the momentum is firmly with Mel's, who's been simply unstoppable so far this season. He is a Division 1 driver. A perfect start, 2 wins from the 2, and he's looking like the man to beat as Leonard responded brilliantly in Katov as well, converted Paul into a solid P2, whilst Wes stormed through P9 to grab a podium in the fast lap, earning him driver of the day. But tonight it's not just about pace, it's all about precision, nerves, and the ability to handle pressure at 300 kilometers an hour through the narrow walls around here in Jeddah as well, as we've got the cars on the circuit. And it is a sprint race around here in Jeddah too. We've got 13 cars on the circuit, as the first one out there is going to be, I think, a racing Portico who was racing for Division 1. I think he did quite well considering he's a Division 2 driver as well, so not bad. He knows what it's like to drive around here, so he should have some information heading in towards this race as well. So I expect a little bit more from him. I expect a lot from Mel's. I expect a lot from Tigo as well. FaZe Dennis as well. I expect a lot from him. So watch those three because they have a bit of practice and know what it's like to drive around here with a 6.2 kilometer circuit then. Drivers will need to keep their focus razor sharp, especially to the blind corners and flow in sector 2, where one mistake could bring out the safety car or end your race as well. So be very mindful of the walls. They will catch you out. They invite you in, but at the same time, be very careful when you get as close to the walls as you possibly can to try and minimise the distance. As Josh goes to join the session then, so let's see how he gets on. But the championship on the line, and rivals heating up. Round 3 in Jeddah is set to the Living Pure Street Racing Circuit. As buckle up, it is showtime here in Saudi Arabia. Here we go, down in towards turn 1, then braking on the 100 metre board, down to the gears, second gear, hits the apexes through turn 1 and turn 2, flicks it into turn 2, gets back on the throttle, a bit of a twitch there, twice as well, as we exit turn 3. Now we're going towards turn 4 here, breaking the 50 metre board, flick the car in. A lot of people got caught out by the curb on the entry. Now it's a constant change of direction from turn 4 all the way towards turn 12. Full commitment here. You can't afford any hesitation through this particular part of the racetrack. Back on the throttle again. ERS activates as well to power you in at the corners as we head down in towards turn 13. This bank corner where it can give you that little bit of grip as well. Goes a bit deep in mid-corner there. Gets it scooped up and back on the throttle. Not taking the wide angle. Not utilising every single part of the racetrack. I think he may have been a bit nervous through there as we head towards 16 and 17. Get close to the wall on the inside. Use the curb on the outside too, as you want to utilise every single part of the racetrack. It's all about making sure you leave nothing on the table here, trying to use every single part of the track because that will gain you the most amount of time. I know it is a bit intimidating sometimes as well, but that's the way to go. You've got to try and use every single part of the racetrack you can to try and get the best lap time. But so far, on his banker, on the medium compound tyres, this lap time is not looking too bad as we head down towards the braking zone, in towards turn 27, a heavy braking zone, which means it's very easy to hit the wall on the inside, outside as well with traction, with the tyres being so hot. A bit of hesitation through there. We saw Lando Norris lose his front left wheel as Tigo comes across the line. It's a 28.6 on the medium compound tyres. Then he currently sets the benchmark. Behind him is a Ferrari driver of Timmer, who's going for a flying lap there as we head down in towards turn 1 for him. And Sheba Gamer takes Paul away with a see then what these drivers could do in Division 1. Can we get, I dare say optimistically, in a low 27s for Division 2. We saw a 26.4 for Kevin Zumberg in the actual qualifying session. Nope, Dylan Hogeland, my apologies, as Kevin couldn't get the lap time he needed. Jens goes up into P2 in the Williams. It's a Williams 1-2 with a 28.352. And in the background, here comes a Mercedes driver. I think the glitch has started as well because somebody joined the session late, which means the timing graphics are a bit glitched there. As FaZe Dennis goes up into P6, not a representative lap time. So did he make a mistake on that lap? Is he going for a second preparation lap on these medium compound tyres? Either way, he's going for a lap, as you can see there on the telemetry. Here comes Tiger towards the line. He goes. It's going to be a 29.0 up into P5, just ahead of his Red Bull teammate. But, of course, looking to improve. We were in Qatar last time out in the scorching desert. Now we move to the North Sea of the Red Sea, shall I say, of the Jeddah circuit. So we stay in the Middle East. Last time out, it was Mel's who won the race ahead of Leonard. Leonard started the pole, but got defeated by Mel's as Wes finished in P3, Tiga P4, Thomas P5, as Jesse P6, Severe in 7th place ahead of David, Dean and Lennon. By the way, guys, as well, if I don't pronounce your names right, that's because I don't have the Dutch accent, of course. It is a bit difficult, and I've had to practice trying to say this name in P10. Sfera. I can't say the name properly because I don't have that Dutch accent. I do have somebody who is called Sfera, and I've got to message him as well. He's a track organisation for Lelystad. He's the main person I'll be speaking to. So this kind of practice will give me confidence heading towards Lelystad when I go. Here comes Bowles Gaming then in the Mercedes as he heads down in towards the final corner. It is a sprint qualifying, of course, so there's no room for error at all. You got to make sure you absolutely nail these lap times as the qualifying session is shortened to 11 minutes. Here comes Bowles Gaming towards the line. He goes up into P3, so not bad there. 3:10 separates him and yells in P2. There's a bit of gaps there, but hopefully when the qualifying session progresses, we'll see the times get closer and closer. As Tyres, Alden is currently on his outlap in the Aston Martin. Josco just on the session there. He has invalidated, but of course he's on his outlap, so no need to worry there. Timmer is going for a second lap on these midi-compound tyres as he heads towards 16 and 17 here as well. Sometimes I do struggle for that corner, and you've got to be very accurate as well. You've got to place the car in the middle of the road to open up the corner and speed through as well. There's a way to take it as well. You've got to have a precise line through there. Same with 21 and 22, as there's an Aston Martin ahead of us. He's on his outlap. That's Severa, who gets out of the way. So thankfully did not hold up to Ferrari, although it is a visual distraction and you don't know what the Aston Martin or the driver ahead of you is going to do next. So luckily he parked his car out of the way so Timmer can continue on his lap time, headed down in towards the final corner then. Picks up the throttle really nicely, use the remainder of the battery as well. You got to be very, very strategic when you use your battery as well, because you can't afford to use it all on the first sector as well. You got to utilize and save it and use it in the right place at the right time as well. You can't drain it, because if you drain it too early, you won't have any left, because it's crucial parts like these in this back straight on the final corner, headed towards the line where you need the battery as well. You're going to be very sustainable in terms of use of battery, use very sufficient as well. You can't blast it all in the first sector as well. It can be tempting, but it's all up. If you want to extract the perfect amount of lap time, you've got to make sure as well how you manage to use the battery. But Josko has invalidated on his second lap. The Aston Martin goes for a bit of a moment out there as well in the first sector, so a bit wobbly out of the first sector, these sequence of corners, and he spins the car as well, so it looks like the tyres may be overheating as well, so maybe want to cool the tyres down. There is 4 minutes left to go in the session then, and nobody really is on the soft compound tyres, but we'll see that tyre. Yes, we will. So we've got some people that attach the soft compound tyres. Some people use the mediums in the early stages of this qualifying session. I think they want to try and save you can say it as this, so Severa, as you say, the E like goat moans. Well, thank you, Smiled. I try and practice my Severa because it is so difficult to say that name as well. As a non-Dutch speaker, I'm going to the Netherlands, by the way, guys, if you guys didn't notice, or maybe did notice, but I like to say it a lot because I'm very, very excited. And the person in charge is called Severa, so I need to practice saying his name. Hello, Leonard. Nice to see you in the chat. And Jesu, is that how you say his name? I think it is. Where is he right now, Jesu? He's currently in P6 there in the racing board just behind his teammate. 4/10 of a second is separating those guys. Majority of people are in the pit lane except this man, Tyres, who's currently going for a flying lap around here as well. Luckily, having Dutch friends and being close to Dutch people, I can say majority of Dutch name as well, as some can be very hard to pronounce it, especially with the G. Some people have G in their name, and I love it when English commentators say G. So let's say, for example, he's a PSG F1 driver, and a lot of commentators, English ones, say Max van der Geest instead of Max van der Geest or Geest. You know what I mean? Or like Gijs, for example. One of my co-commentators years ago used to call Gijs Jizz. That was so funny to listen to because they called him Jizz, trying to pronounce the G in English instead of the G in Dutch. But yeah, I can get used to the G as well. We've got like Gatikas. It took me a long time to say his name. Of course, me being a commentator, I want to make sure I nail people's name as well. I don't want to say the English term. I want to try and say the best I can as well, because it's sometimes so difficult to pronounce it, especially with Jens as well. Jens McAlevey in P3. In English, I'd say Jens, but of course, the Dutch is like Jens. You say the J as the Y, I think it is. So yeah, need to change that. Of course, we've got a lot of J's like Joost or Jordan, or who else is called J as well. We've got a lot of J's in the Dutch as well, like, yeah. I can't think of the top of my head right now, but I know a lot of people, like yours, for example, yours, Jasper as well. I got a friend called Jasper. I don't call him Jasper, I call him Jasper because that's the Dutch term as well. But of course, you guys don't call me Jamie. My name does begin with a J, but you don't call me Jamie, you call me Jamie because that don't make sense really. And Jensen as well. You got guys called like Jensen. So I'm getting used to it, the Dutch phrases. And of course, the people I've been commentating in the Netherlands as well are vast majority Dutch people, a few Germans, a few English, a few Norway, a few Danish people as well. So yeah, I definitely need to need to try and pronounce it correctly as well. Happy Meal says, Happy Meal aka Christian, can you try to say correctly? I'm not like I'm Jesus. Christian. I don't know, is there any other way to say it? Christian or whatever. But on board with Cervera, he's invalidated once again. Has the Aston Martin driver, so he can't get a lap on the board as Yubi has joined the session, but unfortunately he hasn't got enough time to go out there for a flying lap. So that's his qualifying session done before it started. Tigo, however, in towards turn 1, clipping the apex very nicely in towards turn 2. Now, preferably, you want to take gear 3 to that corner because it's the best way as well. But turn 2 for these guys, it is Division 2 of course. As he hesitates a bit going in towards turn 4 there, you really want to flip the car in as well, change the direction, carry the speed all the way through. It is so difficult because you need to absolutely nail as well, as Nuts has retired from the session. That's turn 13, but he's retired on the track because the car is still moving. Maybe he made a mistake and just quitted, a rage quitted unfortunately, but we'll see that Tigo is up in the first set by a tenth and a half. He did make a mistake through here. I didn't say mistake, but like, didn't really look at that. He takes an acute angle. You really want to widen out the apex in towards turn 30. Go as wide as you can because that's where you find the most time as well. But he's short of the distance, which is not the way to go through the racing line here. But he's still a tenth up in the first sector. His team is on a lap time just behind him in the same particular part of the racetrack. As we see the DRS wide open there for Tigo. His first middle sector is going to be a 2/10 improvement there. That puts him up to P3. Depends if he can find more time. 21 and 22. You got to be absolutely committed. Flip the car in as well at high speed. No hesitation because 1, you're going to invalidate. Hit 2, hit the wall as Mick Schumacher did. And also, I think it was Charles Leclerc as well and Lawrence Stroll for good measure in that 2024 season when Carlos Sainz had his appendix removed. Godverdomme, younger. But here comes Tigo towards the line now. He goes or stays up into P3 on the second row ahead of Jens. Jens, however, look at that blistering first sector. 5/10 up in the first sector. Can he keep it nice and smooth? His teammate, however, Jessio, goes up into P3. The Dutch ProMaster is out on qualifying 2. And I think he crashed at turn 13. Or where is that? The Alpine crashed at turn... Where's that? 4th exit turn 13, the banking? I think he did. Yeah, before 16 and 17. So unfortunately, he is out on qualifying there. Here is Jens then in the Williams. Can he master the final corner as we head in towards turn 27? It's so easy to just overdo it because you want to find the maximum amount of grip as well, trying to get the car rotated as much as you can. But it's so easy to just overstep it. Timmer goes up into P2 in the Ferrari. Here comes Jens in the Williams. A Shiba Gamer extends his margin, but here comes his teammate. He's up into P2. So it's a Williams 1-2 here in Saudi Arabia. Very nice indeed from both of them. Great performance. I know Shiba Gamer and Jens can be quite quick at time as well. I've seen it last season as well when they took wins and podiums, did Shiba Gamer against his old teammate Happy Meal at the time. So qualified's over. That was super quick, wasn't it? Here comes Miles. Miles goes quickest. It's a 27.371, and he pulled out the bag as the very last minute indeed as well. So Tavera in P12 did not get a lap time. Nuts, not a representative lap time for him. Duncan ProMaster crashed in turn 13 as Josko in 40th place. There is on and out lap, but unfortunately won't count. So he will get a lap time there. But it is Miles on pole with a 27.371, and that should be the end of qualifying. I don't think there's no cliffhangers, but hopefully Ubi is in the pit lane at the end of this lap because obviously he's on the out lap. He didn't have any time to go out there. He did join the session quite late, to be fair to him, so it's P13 for him only. But it is a sprint race, of course, and you can make it up in the sprint race as well. So if you have a bad qualifying here, you have the sprint to capitalise and make your way up through the grid. But this race is going to be very interesting now as well because the Master Jeddah, the drivers need to strike a perfection between bravery and the precision and the balance of the car as well. This track that demands laser-like focus, one misjudged turn, and the barriers will be waiting to collect you as well. No second invitation needed there as well. You have to be fast, but never frantic. Controlled aggression is the name of the game here as well. You've got to have trust and believe in your car that it will do the right thing as well, especially in the race where tyre wear is so high, and you might be worried about tyres as well during the Grand Prix. Confidence is the main key around here. Second guessing yourself will put you in the wall or making a mistake as well. But here is the qualified times then. It is Mel's on pole with a 27.371, with Sheep again with P2, Williams P3 and P4, Timmer P5 ahead of Jesse in 5th place there, Tiger 6th ahead of FaZe Dennis, Dean in 8th ahead of Tiger, and Nuts to round off the top 10. And there are your guys who have a set lap time, the 5 below. So upcoming is the sprint race, and the definition of a sprint race is push all flat out to 9 laps as well. And we'll see, will there be any drama or any contact? Because this is a race to find a moment. How aggressive do you want to be in the sprint race? Because it will make up your position during the feature race as well. That's the way it works, I think, in this format. So do you want to be aggressive? The guys at the back have nothing to lose, so they will give it absolutely everything. But the guys at the front, how much risk are you willing to take? Will you settle for P2 and P3 if it needs be? Because, for example, you could be P1 and P2 fighting so hard, then all of a sudden you make contact and you find yourself at the back of the grid. Is it better just be more conservative in the sprint and focus on the feature race? Because that's where the feature race scores the most points, the longevity, a long distance Grand Prix as well. Well, are you ready for the streets of Jeddah? The first race of the season was 2021 here in Jeddah as well, when we saw a very controversial moment between Verstappen and Hamilton as well. I'm not going to mention it because obviously it was 4 years ago, but no formation lap, so we get racing underway very shortly. And we are underway for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Looks like the top two got an even start, but Sheepy has the inside line going in towards turn one, contact to the back. Here comes Sheepy, but Mel's has the outside line, converts to the inside line. Sheepy Gamer though hits the back of him as they make their way out of turn one and turn two. Tiger is ahead of Dean. I think we saw that's an Alpine or Duncan Master in the wall at the start of the Grand Prix. Ubi is ahead of Severe. There's contact and they're both in the wall, but luckily no real damage there. But it's not as severe, I don't think. But hopefully Ubi hasn't got full mid damage there. 2 into 1 never goes. As Kimi Räikkönen and Sebastian Vettel back in 2021 when they both made contact. One of you has got to yield, one of you for sure, because there's no way you're going to go side by side out there as well. We saw Pierre Gasly, and I think it was, who was it made contact with? I'm not quite sure. Yuki Tsunoda. Gasly Tsunoda got made contact there in turn 4, and unfortunately Tsunoda was out of the race as well that day. Here is the Red Bull and the Alpine going side by side towards 16 and 17. A risky move is very easy to get like that, especially like that as well. Very easy to go out wide there, trying to move up the inside. Didn't work. Well, it did work, but he might have picked himself up a warning. And yeah, side by side now between those two, as we see almost these guys going 3 abreast on towards this straight. We go in towards 21 and turn 22. Lord Stroll hit the barriers here on lap 7, and he was out of the Grand Prix. Oliver Behrman, who substituted for Carlos Sainz, did a superb job. He missed FP1 and FP2, only had FP3. These guys go for the lead of the Grand Prix. It's a sprint race, and they're going at it between Sheepy Gamer and Mel's. They go side by side out of the corner. No DRS isn't activated just yet, so it's a drag race all the way down in towards turn 1. Sheepy Gamer just wins that battle, but of course the driver behind will have the DRS. Look at this, the Ferrari versus the Racing Bull. The Racing Bull just lags by a bit. The Ferrari Timmer putting pressure on the Williams in front of us as well. So it looks like Mel's is in a bit of a precarious situation right now as well, because he's got 2 Williams, one of them in front of him and the other one is behind him as well, so maybe in a bit of a difficult spot. Both Racing Bulls running solid in P5 and P6 as well. But yeah, 2021 was such a chaotic race as well. Red flag, crashes, and a heated battle between Verstappen and Hamilton. The first race of the season for Jeddah. Somebody put off the track there. Is that Sheepy Gamer? I think it was. But yeah, not a bad first race of the season. An introduction to Jeddah, and it saw as well the drivers making a lot of mistakes. Lap 2 as a spinner there, it looks like, who was that? That's the Mercedes of Dennis, who's gone for a spin at the exit of turn 13 there as he collects the car up. But this should be an interesting battle because all of these guys now have the DRS. It could be a DRS trade, but actually Mel's Gaming is not. Yes, he is. I think the DRS detection point is like activated a bit further down the white line as well, so that's when the DRS activates. But here we go then, it's Mel's Gaming versus Sheepy Gaming with Jens in the background looking to pounce, and Timmer too. They're just watching what happens at the front of the field to see if these guys will scrap, but these two have control and say over this Grand Prix. Mel's Gaming being very clever because He doesn't want to overtake there. We saw Kevin Magnussen play DRS games with Lewis Hamilton as well back in 2022, I believe it is, when Magnussen got Hamilton back with the DRS, as he needs to be very smart as well going down towards that DRS lane, especially on the last lap. Depends where you are as well on that last lap. DRS games have been played around here as well in Jeddah by swapping lines, Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen type move as well. And also this season we saw quite a lot as well with the DRS. I think Lewis Hamilton learned his lesson last time as well, because he went to overtake a car but stayed behind him. I think it was Esteban Ocon at the time. He stayed behind him knowing the DRS was there. As these two go side by side, Duncan gets himself up into P11 ahead of Josko and puts himself now. There are your tyre strategies, by the way. Every single driver on the medium compound tyres then, as you expect. But quite a few penalties are dishing in very early in this Grand Prix as well. That could be a worrying sign for the future race if penalties are given out very early in the Grand Prix too. Because we saw with Dylan Hogeland, a 3-second penalty cost him dearly as tyres had gone for a spin in the background there. But back on board with these three, or shall I say this DRS train from first all the way down to 7 with Dean at the back of it. But he does have a 3-second penalty as well. What can Jens do in P3? Watching the top two exchange places following the DRS range, and also Dirty 8 is very effective as well on this game. So what's he going to do in P3? Just hope and pray that these two go off the track as well. Will he strike at turn 1? Because one of these two will be vulnerable going down towards turn 1, so maybe third place can have a chance to overtake him, because we see plenty of times where third place overtakes first as well, because double the power of the DRS as well. The guy's defenseless in front. And now Mel's Gamer takes the lead. But here comes the Williams of Jens down the inside in towards the final corner. He goes and he launches an attack on his team. And spins! He spins and he hits the wall. He got the throttle way too early there. And unfortunately, it's cost him a spin as well. What a shame, because he was about to have a brilliant battle with his teammate and Mel's Gaming. So Sheepy Gamer is up into first place, back ahead of the Mercedes driver as well, as these two change positions once again. It's like a boxing match, just jabs and blows for the time being before we reach the final stages of an uppercut. But Duncan gets back ahead of Josko, just overtaking him a lap before as well. But they go side by side at turn 2 in towards 3 now, or 4 should I say, and he gets ahead of him for the time being. Then he backs off, being very wise about it. And who's that going for a spin? Is that Dennis? No, it's the Red Bull driver. Tiga has gone for a spin, unfortunately, and he has lost his end plate 2 for good measure. A big fight for first place between Sheepy Game and Mel's Timmer, Tigo and Jijeshu as well in P5. So there's a big fight between those guys. As now Sheepy Gamer unfortunately does not have his rear gunner of he doesn't have his rear gunner of Jens behind him as well to try and help him in the Grand Prix. But Sheepy Gamer looking very strong so far, but Mel's Gamer has a lot of experience around this racetrack given his past history in Division 1. Gamer seems to be enjoying this as well. Is Sheepy Gamer. He was quite quick last season, but inconsistent, made a few mistakes as well along the way. There we go, there's the graphics up for you right now. So here we go on the back straight again with the DRS wide open, but none of these guys are looking to attack just yet. It's all about the long game, a high 3D high speed gate chest right here in Saudi Arabia. Josko's got ahead of nuts, he puts himself into P9. But will the Red Bull go back down the inside? Nope, enough room, but the floor goes a bit deep. And here comes Tigo at the back of Timmer. Here we go as he wobbles at the exit. Is this a move? Yes, it is. Mel's Gaming takes the lead off the Grand Prix, or has he? Because the Williams has the inside line, goes off the track as well in towards turn 2, as Mel Gaming might retake the lead because that was an illegal overtake. But look at this, the side by side as well in towards turn 4, as the Williams smart in the backside as well. I think Tiga held on to P3. No, he goes up to P3 because he overtook Timmer as well. So now Tigo is up into P3. And let's see then, the podium could be well on the cards for the Racing Bull driver as well. It's going to be an interesting battle between the top 3 as well, because the last 4 laps is all about it's all about car placement, where you put your car at the right time. We saw with Kevin Zumberg, it didn't really matter because he saved a lot of ERS. So you got to really plan and anticipate your attacks because if you're the leading car and you know you're going to be on the final few laps, you might as well just save ERS. That's what you're going to do. Save battery, and that's what Kevin Zumberg did, because he knew Dylan Hogeland wasn't going to go for the move until the last lap. And that can happen sometimes, you know, where second place doesn't overtake for the lead of the Grand Prix because the first place man has saved his battery and has been very wise as well, pushing very hard as well, try and get a few tenths in between himself and second place, and he managed to hold on to the lead of the Grand Prix as well. There is 4 laps left to go in this race, and so far your leader is Mel's Gaming, but we don't know what the order is going to be like. You see Tim in the background just lose the pace there. The gap is 9 tenths and down the inside, out of control. That's Tigo. I don't think he meant to make the move, but he did anyway. Side by side, luckily, Sheepy Gamer acknowledged he was coming, and they have DRS on the back of the Mercedes. That looks like Sheepy Gamer stays in P2, but the Mercedes goes defensive on the inside. As here comes Sheepy Gamer. Will he go around the outside in towards 1? Nope, because the Mercedes has the racing line, goes a bit deeper towards 2. Maybe Sheepy Gamer blocked in. No, he can't get past him. It was a blocked defence pass there from Mel's Gamer. Didn't want Sheepy Gamer to get a better exit and stays in P2 for the time being. The 6 downwards have been fully detached from this Grand Prix as well, so they're left alone to figure out who is going to be inside the top 10 in the Grand Prix. We've got 2 people inside the top 10 who picked themselves up at 3 second time as well. Tiger was the first one out of this race as well. It is absolutely boiling in the UK. I'm sweating like mad, so apologies about my performance because I'm sweating and red hot as well. Very uncomfortable right now, but the British weather as well, it's just something different around here. I'm so glad the British GP was last weekend, because if it was this weekend, it would be scorching hot. So Nico Hulkenberg with the Kickstarter, ideally the Kickstarter doesn't have good pace as McLaren's, Mercedes, Ferraris, Red Bull, etc. But Nico Hulkenberg finally got a podium after 239 attempts. He was a rookie in 2010 in the Williams after finishing in the championship order in first place in GP2. He came to Williams in 2010. And he took pole in Brazil in changeable conditions. But of course, Williams being uncompetitive, the guys behind just went simply through. But here we go then, on the back straight we go. This is going to be a 3 abreast moment, as we can see the Red Bull in the middle of the RB, shall I say. As we head down towards turn 4, no way. It's going to be a 4 abreast. Timmer thinking about a move. Down the inside of Tiger as well as the exit. Look at that. The top 6 all in one big shot. It's going to be a drag race all the way down in towards turn 1 then. We could see major movements in this Grand Prix. As now the DS has been enabled. Here comes the Williams, the first one. Here comes the Ferrari. Will he go down the inside or go around the outside in towards turn 1? The 2 RB scrapping away as down the inside, but didn't pay off there. He hit the wall of the entry, but escapes with no damage at all. I think he was a bit audacious on the brakes as well, just outbraking himself there, defending from his teammates, but he's dropping down into P5. Is Jusasu. There it is then. The streets of Jeddah really putting on a great display of driving as well. It's always nice to come to this Jeddah track because it always brings out the best of drivers, the worst of drivers, the best of drivers. It shows you who has got the raw talent and pace and who is very consistent, because consistency, as we all know, is key in F1. But here in Jeddah as well, if you make a slight mistake, you can find yourself well out of contention and dropping away as well. So you've got to have your wits about you at all times. You've got to focus as well. Make sure you try and hit every braking point, carry the speed through as well. Getting on the power when it needs to be, especially braking tracks, that can be quite difficult. But here comes Miles. He is right behind the Williams, now alongside him as he puts himself into first place there. Just trade your places. As Timmer P3, who got past Tigo a lap ago, up into P3, but he does have a 3 second penalty, so he is well out of the equation for the race win. But who will the final spots on the podium belong to? Is it Tigo? Is it Jesu in P5? All the questions will be answered in a few laps time. But so far been an interesting race there, with guys just placing themselves as well, making sure they have track position. He goes deep and through goes the Ferrari. The DRS on the back, but he gets DRS as well, but Sheepy Gamer goes through, took advantage of those two as well. Sheepy Gamer goes past. Here comes Miles Gaming from 0 to 0 on the straight there. We could definitely tell what these guys were planning as well with the DRS games, and Sheepy Gamer out of all that fell from P3. He's back up into P1, so the top 3 remain as they are. No change there, but Timmy went through. But of course, I don't think he had the DRS because the detection point is after the final corner. So he didn't have DRS to protect himself against the other guys behind him as well. Hence why Sheepy Gamer went deep, allowed Mel's and allowed Timmy to go through. We're going to see plenty of this in the feature race. I can guarantee you that one of these guys are going to try and play the DRS game around here, as you expect on the streets of Jeddah, because DRS is so important as well. You've got 3 or 4 detection points around here in Jeddah. Well, we got 3 actually, because there used to be a DRS range from turn 12 towards 13, but they got rid of it, probably due to safety hazards. It's a bank corner. But now we're coming through turn 16 to turn 17 with Mel's right to the back of Sheepy Gamer 2. It is the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix then, so the thing should get very spicy. Tune in as well. We could see a very aggressive race, very aggressive for people then to the last lap. What's in DRS and what's in the win as well. But how is Sheepy Gamer going to respond? In fact, Mel's Gamer goes through. Was that the best idea for Mel's Gamer? Because he will be vulnerable on the next lap with no DRS, unless these guys decide to overtake him now. As you can see, he's not wanting to make the overtake. He's slowing down, but this is allowing the Ferraris to come through. It's almost 3 abreast as we head down in towards turn 27. Mel's lost the lead, but the Williams and the Ferrari go side by side. But here comes the Mercedes back down the inside in towards turn 27. Bert couldn't get the move stick, but now he will because the power of the DRS. And here comes the Mercedes. It's 3 abreast as the Ferraris in the middle. Mercedes on the left, Williams on the right, and it is Mel's Gaming who wins, but not yet, because Sheepy Gamer side by side as we head in towards turn 2. Last time he went side by side, he went off the track, but to keep it nice and clean, a bit of bodywork damage as well, a bit of carnage, and Mel's loses traction on the exit, really fighting with the power too as we head down towards turn 4. But I don't think Sheepy Gamer is in the best spot to win this Grand Prix. He's given up the ghost, he's taking track position, but it could pay him back later in the Grand Prix. Could ruin his race. Well, not ruin his race, but it could have big consequences as well. This is what we're going to see. DRS trades all the way through and people playing DRS checking. I don't mind it, but as long as it's not too severe, because sometimes you don't want to brake check your rival when you want to go for the DRS, like Verstappen and a Hamilton type shit. But I don't think, like, where is he going to pass? Turn 27? That could be the best opportunity to overtake now for Sheepy Gamer. All he needs to do, get some clean exits over here, use the battery to get closer, use the DRS to get closer. It's all about safety yourself for turn 27, but there is another DRS zone after 27 on the detection point on the straight, so you never know who could win this in this battle. But Mel's game is staying behind. He does not want to go for the overtake. Down the inside in towards turn 21, gets cut off, hits the wall, and here comes the boy around the outside too. That's a very optimistic move there. It's such a tight corner, but for the battle of the lead of the Grand Prix in the sprint race, Mel's is getting closer. Timmer is ahead of Tigo as we head down in towards turn 27, the neck and neck in towards the final corner, 3 abreast in the background. Who can get to back straight? Mel's slides to the corner. The 2 RBs will fight to a podium. Traction is what has been lost by the Mercedes, but Sheepy Gamer will come across the line to win the sprint race here in Jeddah. Mel's in P2, Tigo on the podium there as well in P3. Both RBs scrapping it out as well towards the last stage of the Grand Prix. But what a race that was as well. Fantastic racing, and we'll see more of this in the feature race. I really hope as well, guys, you enjoyed my commentary. That's Asia qualifications, folks. That is it for the sprint race, but we've still got 80 minutes of qualifying in the feature race. So Sheepy Gamer wins ahead of Mel's Gaming, Tigo P3, Safre in P4 ahead of Dejesu, Timmer P6 ahead of Dean, Duncan Promaster, Yosko, Yenziv, Makali in P10 ahead of Nuts, Space Dennis, Ubi, Ties and Tiger. Ties and Tiger at the back, how poetic that was. Now we move on to qualifying as well, so these guys will have a bit of practice heading towards qualifying. They know how to tackle the track, they know where the limits are of the car as well, and the limit of themselves. But you want to nail it, but not overdo it, like Max Verstappen did back in 2021, when it could have been pole, but unfortunately lost it in the final corner and hit the wall on the outside too, for good measure. It was Mercedes 1-2. I think Hamilton won the Grand Prix ahead of Bottas. No, not Bottas. I think it was Verstappen. Then I think Ocon missed the podium, didn't he? Because Bottas was all at the back of Ocon on the final lap, and he got him as well. We saw the DRS games between Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen here as well in 2022. We see a lot of DRS games actually. It's just tactical. Lando Norris didn't manage it. He kept getting caught out by the guy ahead of his more. I'm not quite sure who it was. I think it was Antonelli or somebody at the time. But he wasn't thinking was Norris. He should know that the guy behind will have DRS and go past. It cost him a lot of time as well. Right, the first one on the circuit is the Aston Martin Osfera. He's up there in P9, and let's see what he could do now in the feature race. It is qualified, 80 minutes to qualify, and then some new normal resume reserves, normal standards then. These drivers then, who didn't have the confidence in the sprint race, will they have the confidence in the feature race? Because they've now got a bit of track information, may adjust the setup as well, a little bit, I'm not quite sure. I think part of rules, I don't know what about that. I don't know if the part of rules are off or not, but if it is, then they've got to fine-tune the car between the balance as well, having a good race setup as well as a quality setup as well, because race is important, especially with tyre wear. Going for a qualified setup or TT can have huge complications as well, because the tyre wear is so sufficient, so high as well. I've got a race out here in Jeddah tonight as well, so I can't, not tonight, sorry, on Monday, not on Sunday tomorrow, yes, Sunday. I thought it was Sunday today, but it is Saturday. I got a race out here at ALR on Sunday as well, so I can't wait for that in Jeddah. So I got a lot of information to take on board with it. The first one to retire is Ties. Well, he did retire at the sprint race, but he's retired again in qualifying. Did he hit the wall or did he retire in the pit lane? I'm not quite sure what happened to him there. Tyres. Here comes Savera as he makes his way towards the final corner, as we'll take you through then this flying lap at Jeddah then, as he crossed the line then. Battery and overtake is available as we head down towards turn 1, looking for the 100-meter point, brake down to the gears, in towards turn 1, flip the car in, use the curb on the inside of both apexes, get close to the wall as you possibly can, in towards turn 3, now turn 4, arrive and drive as well, can be such a different corner as it catches people off guard as well. Now we start on the power once again for Savera, who's flying through this first set to absolutely nail it to absolute perfection. No signs of steering hesitation there. Nice swoop of the steering as well as we head towards the end of the first set at 31 or 32. 32.3 as we head down in towards turn 13. This banked left-hander where it could give you so much grip as well because the tyres are glued to the circuit. And now exiting number 13 as we head towards 16 and 17 we go. Jens has crashed in the first set, so he's out. Unfortunately, he's crashed in the first set, but Savera, very nice line through there in towards 16 and 17 he goes then. This seems to be a decent lap there. No signs of mistakes from the Aston Martin. He is running low on fuel, so if he did invalidate this lap, he'll be back in the pit lane immediately to try and get some more fuel. But here we go then. Savera has made his car as light as possible, as you want to do in qualifying as well. But let's see then what the first benchmark is to beat from the Aston Martin driver, as multiple drivers are out there so far. Let me get the telemetry up. So everybody except a few people the soft compound tyres, as he had multiple steering corrections there in towards turn 27, so a bit hesitant and lost him so much time. Did he turn it too early? Because it's so easy to just turn it too early with the amount of mechanical grip you have underneath the car as well, and the rear stepping out with the tyres being overheating as well. So it can be so difficult turn 27. So that's your first lap time on the board. We've got plenty more to come as well in the qualifying session. 2 people have retired, one of them's on track and the other one is unknown. As we see Ubi now, he didn't take part in the sprint qualifying, but here he is towards the final corner he goes then. Let's see how it takes. It takes a very nice angle to slingshot all the way out of the corner to have the best possible time as well. Trying to get the rotation, get the car planted on traction. Here he is towards the line. It's P4, but of course that is on the medium compound tyres then, so expect it to be that's good for him. Dean has a validator once again. Nuts is still on the medium compound tyres there as well. Ubi is up into P4 on the mediums too. Tago is up into second place as well. So that's on the medium compound tyres, his best as well. So great effort there from the racing board driver to put himself into P2. And I was about to say that, a few more tenths shy, as this man, Mel's Gaming, is on pole position then for the provisional feature race here in qualifying, but it is provisional pole. So we just awaited anybody else who could take the crown away from him in Jeddah. As we exit the final corner now, Timo, let's see what he could do on his flying lap as we make our way now towards the pit lane. He's not going to complete it, but out of the pit lane, does a Carlos Sainz type move there as well. Why did he get out of the pit lane for? I'm not quite sure, but must have been for a reason as well. He's got enough fuel in the car, maybe made a mistake in the final sector and he just wants to cool the tyres down, get them back to operating window. It's so important to have the tyres in the right operating window because it can give you so much purchase, so much demand and also grip as well. So got to be very careful as well. Here we go, towards the final corner, on board with the Red Bull driver as I was, but back on board with him as he makes his way out of the final corner we go then. But that's, he's in the pit lane, so not going to go for lineup on that occasion. Sheepy Gamer hasn't set a lap time, so Yosko, Duncan, Sheepy Gamer, Dean, and Nuss, all of them have set a lap time, including Yosko, but Josko, is on a lap, I think, or on an out lap. Yeah, Dennis has he crashed? Oh, sorry, I didn't even notice that. But Dennis is out of the qualifying session too. So Dennis has crashed. Good spot there, mate. But let's see if anybody else is on the lap time. We've got a few cars in the pit lane. Mel's is returning back to the garage, having complete his run. And he's looking so comfortable so far, but it might not be over here. Yosko is called Joey. Oh, Donkey Val, mate. Donkey Val, appreciate that. It's better call him Joey. So who is out there then trying to set the timing sheets alive? Nobody, because majority in the pit lane or going back to the pit lane. But like I mentioned, Sheepy Gamer then back on board with him. Here he is in the Williams then. So let's see how he tackles this 6.2 kilometer circuit. A real driver's strength in terms of mental and physical as well, because you can really pay attention. You can't afford to you can't afford to drop the ball at any given moment, because that will have huge consequences. A huge game changer. On board with Sheepy Gamer, or as we head down in towards turn 1, as he's on the soft compound tyres now, so he hasn't set a lap time just yet, but here he is as he makes his way down in towards turn 1, braking heavily for the 100-meter ball, down to the gears, and let's see how he takes the apex. Very nicely through 1, nicely through 2, using the curves on the inside as well to get maximum rotation and also get a better lap time through there as well. As we head in towards turn 4, like I said, a rival drive, you barely spend any time in the corner. Now, here comes the fun stuff. This sequence, these segments of corner are so fascinating to watch as well, as they just have nice swoop on the steering wheel, no hesitation as well. Left, right sequence. As Sheba Gamer is now towards the end of the middle sector at 32.3. And that, I think, is a very good lap time indeed, if you're considering that time went on board with somebody, and it didn't really have that lap time they needed as well. But back on board with Sheba Gamer then, as he makes his way now towards 16 and 17 as well. Another clumsy little corner as well, because there's the wall inviting you on the outside. Take a wide angle through there as well as try and boost your way out of the corner. It's very important as well in those corners, because the DRS is right here, and if you make a mistake out of turn 16, you could lose the DRS towards these guys as well. But on board with the Williams driver, it's a 0.637 then. I'm not quite sure if that is a good lap time or not. Josko behind him is on a flying lap, but it just invalidated there. Did the Dutchman of Josko, unfortunately, so he'll be very frustrated with that one as well, trying to start a lap. But there's still plenty of time. There is half the qualifying session has absolutely flown by. I cannot wait for the future race. So like I said then, we're going to go back on board. Here he is towards the line. He's up into first. He takes pole. It's a 27.846. And he has taken pole away from Mel's Gaming. And the competition behind him are coming out the pit lane too. Mel's, Sphere, Uber as well, and Josko. But Josko, we know, he invalidated in... I don't know where he did it because I didn't see it, but he validated on his lap time. But he's got enough time as well. Definitely got enough time. But he's back in the pit lane as well to get rid of those soft compound tyres. Dean in the Kickstarter, currently P14, does not have a lap time just yet to his name, so we're looking to try to prove Sphere is on a lap time. Here he is in towards that first set. Just goes off the track and turned in way too early there. Sphere, luckily for him, is the first sector, which means you can save the battery easily and cool the tyres down. Not much life has been taken out just yet. As we swoop down in towards 13 we go. Then we just saw Sphere, who just validated as Mel's Gaming. I think he's on a lap time. Yeah, he is. So on board with Mel's then. Predicted to be on pole and win races. He won 2 races so far this season, Australia I think, and also at the Qatar Grand Prix, so his championship stake has been well and truly opened for the rest of the guys to beat as well. The super quick driver is the Mercedes. I really hope he gets promoted to Division 1 as well, as we now swoop our way through this first sector as well. Breathtaking, absolutely relentless as well how the drivers can cope with that speed as well. As we see in the first sector at 32.2, that's not bad. That seems like a decent first sector, but of course he's down by himself. So can he find more time in the middle and last sector? 2 more sectors to do it, but still a whole flurry of cars to try and absolutely nail this racetrack as well. In towards 5th we go, as we get as close to the wall as you can on the exit there, just flirting with the barriers on the outside too. And now we see him on towards this second back straight we go, swooping through the corners. Very nice to change direction indeed. That's now turn 21 and turn 22. A lot of people have been caught out as well. But look at that. Oh my goodness, invalidated there for Mel's. He has just invalidated there, unfortunately, as somebody has moved up the order. I think, anyway, is that Tiger? No, I think it was a Haasman who just moved up the order. It is Ubo P6. Ibo has taken P6, the 3rd row of the grid then. There's still a long way to go and qualify, but it looks like Mel's Gaming is headed directly back into the pit lane because he's only got the car fueled, for only 1 lap. On board with Dean then, as he makes his way towards the pit lane, so he's not on a flying lap. As we saw Tiga then on board with the Race Info driver as he heads down towards turn 4. What can he do as well? Another driver that's super strong, can be predicted as well to take pole, and he's raced in Division 1 as we now head towards these lovely corners, and it's just so fascinating to watch these guys go through with no mistakes as well. How they absolutely nail it to perfection. All that practice as well is needed because it's so easy to just have a lapse of concentration and lose all. But Tigo is a few hundreds up. I think he was a personal best sector for him. Where is he currently? P8 or P4, sorry, with a 28.999. So maybe P3, P2 on the cards. I think first place could be a bit of a stretch there for Tigo, but he needs to make sure now. He needs to make sure he doesn't make any mistakes now because this looks like a decent lap time. I've not seen any mistakes when I went on board with him. As now we head towards the change direction there. We know it's flat out as we head through turn 21 and turn 22. He's 2 tenths up. Is Tigo. This could put him into 3rd place, but can he find more time? How much risk is he going to take in the final corner? What's he going to do as we head down towards the final corner? Is it approachable? Is it going to be as we exit the final corner, then get on the loud pedal once again, close the wall on the outside, and now here comes Tigo as he makes his way towards the line. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 27.6. He's on the second row on the grid. Great valiant effort there from Tigo as well. He'll be delighted with that one in P2. Quiet before the storm here, literally in the streets of Jeddah, or shall I say Saudi Arabia. This is all quiet so far. The Mel's who just completes the lap time there. Cheaper Gamer though hasn't been on the podium at all this season, so we'll be looking to try and get his first podium of the season here in Jeddah, and so far has the pace to do so as well. Leonard is second in the championship. I don't think he's here tonight, is he? No. So whilst we've got a bit of a lull on the track, Mel's is currently leading by 50 points, taking 2 for 2, as Sofrer is P2 with 21 points, as Lennon's P3 with 19. Fourth place is Leonard with 80 points. Fifth is Wesker, and he's got 16 points. Tygo is sixth ahead, and 14 points he's got. And also Yosko, he's got 10 points. And also Thomas and Duncan, that allows off your top 10 for the championship standings as well. So a very commanding drive there from, I dare say, Mel's, but will he have the competition right back on his shoulders once we enter the race of the Grand Prix? So quiet out there. We're just waiting for Tigo to get back in the pit lane to put on a bonus set of soft compound tyres as well to go for it. With all these guys just waiting to get on the track at its absolutely peak and best, and hopefully nail those sections as well. But it is sunny as well. We don't really see that, but hopefully it's turned into a dust race, because that's much better. Notice how level like every single Middle East country always does it in the dark, obviously, because it's too hot. Every single driver are in the pit lane. The engines are revved up, and we've got our first car coming out then to potentially complete his final flying lap here. Let's see what we could do. I could go on board with him, that'd be nice. Is it Tiger? No, it's not, sorry, in P8. So here he is. Has he exited the pit lane? Or is it somebody else? Am I tripping? Has he spun? He's stopped there as well. Don't think I'm on board with the right person. So was it Tiger who spun as well? It must have been. He's the only one there, of course, so he must have made a mistake. 3 minutes left to go, and the time is ticking down. Then can anybody beat Sheba Gamer's lap time? I was expecting Mel's to do something, but seems like he's sandbagging here as well to try and stay in Division 2. I'm only joking, Mel's. Only joking, of course. The Tiger, that you can see weaving left to right, trying to get the optimum working temperature as well. And the thing is, though, you can't brake and accelerate at the same time, because that used to be a feature. It was so easy last game before when you put it into I think it was like what was I going to say? Yeah, I can't remember what I was going to say there. I just lost it. I have no idea what I was going to say there. There we go. I was talking about that used to be a feature as well, where you can brake and accelerate at the same time and gain those extra items. I actually had to go back and watch what I said. That's why I was muted. I went back and I was like, there's no way I surely forgot what I'm going to say. But yeah. Here we go then, down in towards the final corner to start his final flying tour, potentially as well. Depends if he makes a mistake. He's got the second lap to do so, plenty of time as we exit the final corner then, and we're on board with Tiger as well. Let's see what the Red Bull driver can do. And can he get himself inside at the 27th? Well, he's currently in the 7th place, just on the verge of the 4 tenths or 7 tenths away. As we head down towards turn 1 and turn 2, it looks like an approaches course there for Tiger there as well. So as we step back on the lap once again, our main competitors are coming out on the track then, and it should get very spicy, very tasty indeed for the qualifying session in Jeddah. 6.2 kilometers, 27 turns, and you've got to nail every single one of those turns as well. Practice will pay you fortune, or give you fortune during the race as well. But in the actual thing, the nerves are jangling. You know there's one small mistake and you're done. You can find yourself dropping back down the order dramatically as well. Back on board Tiger though, as now utilises all the track on the outside. As we now headed towards 16 and 17 here, just threading the needle through this particular part of the track. And catch a lot of people out, like he did to Tiger, just lost the rear end of the car as well. Surveyor is on a flying lap behind us in the Aston Martin. We've got both Red Bulls as well. We've got Sheba Gamer, Tiger, and Mel's Gaming and Surveyor all out on the track, ready for this final part of qualifying. still on board with Tiger though. He still hasn't completed the lap. It feels like a long time since we've been on board with him. But as we head down towards the final corner, we go down to the gears. Rotates the car very nicely, pointy front end on that Red Bull car, like in real life. But here comes the Tiger now towards the line. He goes, and let's see what position is this for Tiger. He's up into P7 and lost a bit of time on his personal best. Well, gained a bit of time, but didn't improve exactly on his positioning. Dean, I want to go on board with Sheepy Gamer because he's the man to watch. Where is he? He is there right now, in towards turn 1 and turn 2, as he nicely takes full opportunity of those curves there, trying to utilise every single part of the racetrack in towards turn 3, or turn 4, should I say. You either drive out of this corner, then back on the power immediately as well. You can't afford to guess yourself. You can't afford to have any fear, intimidation as well for this first sector. You've got to be fast, fierce, relentless, and also be careful. Track limits as well could catch a lot of people out. Here comes Sheepy Gamer. Did he improve? He did, by 300ths of a second in the first sector. But the question is, though, can anybody find time as well as Tigo, Mel's Gaming, all on their flying lap? Nuts has crashed. He has crashed out of turn 3, I think it is. So he's out of this qualifying session, but it was done already. As Sheepy Gamer, as Tigo, let's see his first intermediate split. It's 2 tenths down. He's made a mistake there, unfortunately. So that's qualifying done for him. But back on board with Sheepy Gamer. Is he secure for pole? Because Men's is there as well. Mel's is down towards turn 13. But we've got on board there with Sheepy Gamer. Can Sheepy Gamer coming towards 21 and 22 with the DRS wide open? Can he raise the bar once again? He's been looking so fast so far in the feature race, in the sprint race as well, and in this qualifying session as he makes his way down in towards the final corner. We go in towards third gear, back on the power once again as we see Sheepy Gamer out of the final corner. Let's see what lap time he can set then as he crossed the line now. Is this going to be the 26? No, it's not. He improves though. It's a 27.336 and he's ahead of Tigo, who's hit the wall unfortunately there, as we've got a few people make mistakes on their final run. As Joska finally gets the lap time on the board, he goes up into P4, and that's a very good starting position for him as well indeed.
Nice.
Qualifying has ended then, and there's the first driver in the 26 as well. Can you believe it? The only drivers inside the 26. Somebody joined the party, that's why, so apologies about that. Somebody joined the party. I forgot it was open. But here we go then. It is Mel's Gaming on pole by 6 tenths of a second. Ty goes in P3, separated by 2 tenths. Yosko fourth ahead of Square. Jesu, in P6 ahead of Uber. As we see Timmer, Tiger, Nuts, Dean, based on this Dutch Duncan per master. I know, I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't. My apologies about that one. Pay attention a bit more. Because somebody joined the party and I got distracted by them. So you can blame them for that. The Jesu, there we go, got his name right. The Jesu. Apologies about that one. But there's no formation up, of course, so we're getting straight into the action for the feature race. And let's see what happens going down in towards turn 1. We were 3 abreast almost as well. But 3 abreast like Verstappen, Ocon, and Hamilton. When all 3 of them made contact, Verstappen off the, Hamilton off the road towards Ocon. Ocon as well. Could have got a podium, but Bottas was there on the final lap. We're ready to take it in. Tyre wear is going to be absolutely essential, the main thing to talk about as well, because if you push too hard in the early stages, it could bite you back later. It's not all about being fast, it's about having a rhythm and also being very smart and methodical the way you plan your strategies out as well. So you can be very careful with tyre life here as well. Mediums get like 9 to 10 laps, the best out of them, maybe less than that. I think it is a one-stop strategy. No formation lap, and we're going to get racing underway very shortly here in the streets of Jeddah. And we are underway for the Jeddah Grand Prix then. It's a good start for Mel's Gaming. He has covered him off in towards turn 1, but Sheepy Gamer trying to go around the outside in towards turn 1. That is Tiger, side by side in towards turn 2. They go. Is that a car in the other place? No, it's not, but I think Tiger now is back up into P3. There's a bit of glitch there as well in the lobby. The Jess was to P4, but here comes Tim up the inside. He goes, they both go off the track there, and I think that the guy behind has to back off because there's no way you're going through unscathed. You don't want to risk it as well. Severe gets a 10-second penalty as well due to that moment, and they spin as one of them's gone for a spin down the hip field. It is Sphere as well. But look at Tiger right behind him as well. Here we go, down in towards turn 13. Absolutely action-packed. Changes absolutely everywhere. Cars in the midfield, all going at it. Hammer and tong, neck and neck. The Williams goes off the track as well. But here comes... Here he is, but Shiba Gamer gets ahead of Mel's. That's before turn 16 and 17. Nice move there. But back up all these guys as they settle down as well. They sort it out, but this is a big battle. And plus, these guys battling so hard in the early stages of the Grand Prix means that they won't catch up as well, because the guys that have DRS and they can play their own game as well to decide who win the Grand Prix for the top 5. But safety cars can play a factor as well in this race. We've got Tiger and Dean scrapping away for P13 for the minor points of paid positions as we go back on board as he taps the wall, the exit 2. Yoska's ahead of Sofia. What's happened to him? I'm quite sure what's happened to him, but here we go on the main straight once again. Then it's a Shiba Gamer who leads ahead of Mel's Gaming. DRS is activated on the next lap, not this lap, because the detention point is before the white line, so you get that chance of a dose of a DRS as well. So here we go, Shiba Gamer sets the fast lap of the race, and vast majority of people are on the medium compound tyres. In fact, every single driver on the meter as well, trying to get that medium stint out of the way and have it for later on in the Grand Prix on the hard compound tyres for the best grip ever. As we flick our way now in towards turn 4 we go. And Trace Dennis gets ahead of Tiger, puts it up to P10. So here's Sorry then. Oh, somebody dropped down the order. It is a Haas. A Haas has fallen down the order and spins and lost its end plate too. For good measure. As we see these two once again hammer and neck in towards turn 13, or neck and neck shall I say. But the Williams stays in front for the time being. Great scrapping of course between these guys here in the front end of the field as well. Looks like they've dropped the rest of the guys because the guy behind Timmer is 3 seconds away, so I don't think there's no chance. When you break the DRS train, it's so difficult because the first train's pulling away from you and you're in no man's land with no DRS. Sometimes you get close to the corners because of dirty air, but overall speed is just so difficult. As we head now towards turn 21 and 22, the side by side, but Mel's gaming backside as well, very smart. You don't want to go side by side there as well, as we all know. But who gets that is Mel's, who gets a poor run out of turn 22 there. Did he take too much curve and unsettled around the car? Here comes Tygo for the lead of the Grand Prix. Here comes the other racing ball around the outside in towards the final corner we go then. Can the racing ball make a stick? Almost lost the car as well. The rear of the car is complaining and stepping out as well. But here comes Mel's then. They have DRS on the back of the leader as we head down in towards turn where we go. But Mel's Gamer just stays ahead for the time being of the Jiu-Jitsu. Here comes Williams off the inside in towards 1 and in towards 2 they go. They're squeezing each other, but Shiba Gamer has the outside line and better traction, and up into P7 he goes as the Ferrari driver of Yosko is struggling there too. He has lost his own plate, just a spin earlier on in the Grand Prix. Hopefully that hasn't put a massive dent in his confidence as well, but of course safety cars can happen as well. It is a long race around here as well. Anything can happen, but ideally in the first sector, as I say that, yellow flags came out. That's 4. I think it was for the Alpine driver of Duncan, who seems to have a bit of a copper there as well. But as you can see, the gap was 2.7 the last lap ago. Now it's 3.8. So Sver gets ahead of Josko. You're not popular, are you? Because all these guys are saying, why'd you break the DRS train for? Why are we fighting so hard, etc. And you know, it's very easy to say that as well, but at the same time, you want to make your moves left, right, and centre, but you've got to be very clever. We know the DRS is a powerful tool, not only for overtaking and defending as well, and utilising it everywhere you go as well. Now coming towards turn 21 and turn 22 we go. This is Shiba Gamer in the lead, but under massive pressure. Savera gets ahead of Nuts. In towards 21 we go. Nice move at the inside. Don't really see many moves. In fact, Oscar Piastri did on Lewis Hamilton as we head in towards the braking zone of Tygo. And here comes the racing ball again, up the inside, in towards the final corner, trying to take the Mercedes on. The Mercedes goes a bit deep. Will that give the door towards Jesu in P4? Here comes the Williams again on the racing ball with the DRS wide open. But I think Jesu stays in P4 for the time being. He doesn't overtake Mel's on that occasion. In the background, FaZe Dennis, I want to say Taze then. FaZe Dennis fighting with the Mercedes driver in towards 1 and turn 2 they go. Bang wheels, of course, on the entry. It's such a tight corner through there. But somebody dropped down the order. Is that Tiger? Tiger has dropped down the order and spun at turn 2, unfortunately, as the other Alpine has some sort of issue or something like that, because he went straight across the road there. We're finally through this first sector as well, headed down in towards the banked corner of turn 13. Got to absolutely hit it with a hammer here as well in terms of your consistency, knowing when to turn in, knowing when to break, etc., and knowing and understanding the concept of the white lines as well. Just understanding this track in general, and it tells you how much dividends is playing as well, because it's such a demanding circuit. Just very, very difficult. I tried to put my phone on charge, guys, but guess what? Because I'm commentating, I tried to charge it upside down. There's no charge cable there as well, so apologies were quiet. I was wondering to myself, why is my phone not charging? Then I realised I put it in the wrong hole. But here we go then, lap 4 25, 21 laps left to go still in this Grand Prix. A long, long way ahead of us, and seems like the top 5 then have been left out there to decide what's the outcome going to be. As we head down in towards turn 27, Sheepy Gamer though is not going to be forced into unlunged move there by Tiger, trying to force him into a forced error. But here comes then the RB driver with the DRS open as we head down in towards turn number 1 we go. Moving left to right there, but we know as he might fancy a move. Nope, he stays behind for the time being then. It is Sheepy Gamer who still leads this Grand Prix. There he is in the Williams. He made some good overtakes as well, playing the DRS bait and chicken games as well. He was there for Nico Hulkenberg. Very nice indeed. He returns to the Haas garage and saw Hulkenberg get a podium as well. Magnussen's first podium, one and only podium, was at the 2014 Australian Grand Prix. But finally, Nico Hulkenberg has finally got an F1 podium, because I've been a long time fan. Ever since, 2010 when Hulkenberg got introduced, I've always liked him as well. He's one of my favourite drivers, and I'm really, really glad. I was almost in tears when I saw Hulkenberg get a podium, because it's been a long, long time waiting as well. I think every single driver in this community can accept that Hulkenberg definitely deserves that, because I know a lot of people were salty about it. The Dutch people, the English people, man, they were saying, oh, you only got a P3 because Hamilton, what did they say? Hamilton dropped backwards or whatever. You only got a P3 because you're lucky, but no. That was, yeah. As we see now, we can see Tigo on the back of the Williams driver. Backs up for time. There's a retire on the circuit, and that's Ubi. A safety car has been deployed, has it? Or is it a VSC? It's a VSC, which has come to a neutralisation then. All drivers must adhere to their speed limiter given by the dashboard. Keep it in the positives, no negatives. So it isn't a safety car, it's a VSC. The first one to come out tonight here in Jeddah. This VSC is taking a long time. I'm sure it's not a safety car. It's not a safety car, because that's where the safety car parks up before turn 4. It's going to get very intense, because essentially the group is back together, because it was like a distribution in between these cars there. Massive gaps, massive field spread. But they're back together again. It gives those outside the top 10 who are out of the second DRS train, or the first one here, gives them a second dose at it and try and come back towards them as well. Have a big battle for the lead of the Grand Prix. But I think the VSC is about to get underway very shortly as Nuts gets himself a second time penalty. You can definitely tell with the VSC's ending, because the drivers speed up as well as Nuts has retired on the track. Oh, he's left the session. And Nuts, well, 2 people left the session, sorry about that. DRS is still enabled then. He crashed at turn 3, I think. He is absolutely fuming with that one as well. So the gap is only 0.2 of a second between Tygo and Sheepy Gamer. Tygo made his way through very quickly as well. What a fantastic race it's been for him so far as well. Started down in P6, made a huge amount of places as well, up into P2. Now pressurising the lead of the Grand Prix, which is Sheepy Gamer in first place, followed by Mel's in P3, as the Jessu's P4 ahead of his teammate, or Fardeen, my apologies. The change in leadership is about to be swapped once again. As you can see, Mel's Gamer is boxed in. He has nowhere left to go there, but he's going to try and stick it around the outside in towards the final corner. So close, millimetres away from touching and in the wall as well. Just enough space given. But here comes the Racing Bull driver with the DRS wide open. Sheepy Gamer is going defensive, moving left and right, doing a Max Verstappen type shit move as we head down towards turn 1. And Sheepy Gamer gets himself up into first place there. Well, there's still a long way to go in this race, and I can't wait to see what happens as well. It's going to be an epic race between all these guys as well. Fighting for the lead of the Grand Prix, the top 5, all in close pursuit. But I remember now, it's not a safety car, so apologies about what I said about the guys below who had a massive advantage by pitting. It's a VSC, not a full safety car, otherwise I would have brought the pack back together. So that was a bit of a misleading information from there. Oh man, I've got loads of fans right in front of me as well, and I'm sweating. It is absolutely boiling in the UK as well. We expect to see some much hotter temperatures as well. But the VSC's ended. We get racing once again then, as Tygo is right behind as Sheepy Gamer as well, in towards 21 and turn 22 as well. I think like Tigo's gonna watch out for the guy behind as well, because ideally second place is the best place to be. Theoretically, you say, with the DRS zones approaching you at that time, but we saw Kevin Zumberg with that fantastic defense against the guys on medium runners. I thought he would not win the Grand Prix, but he did. But here is Tigo then, right to the back of the Williams as we now head in towards turn 27 we go. But yeah, these guys just looking to put themselves in the right spots at the end of the Grand Prix. It's nothing to do with that. It's all about getting rid of these mini compound tyres and taking them further as well to put on a new set of hards later on in the Grand Prix. It is a one-shot strategy as well. There are new updates on the calendar. Wow. Back on board there with Super Gamer, tucked in behind the RB as we head down towards turn 1 we go. Can he make it stick this time? It goes around the outside. It did pay him any dividends last time out, but he makes the corner in towards turn 2, and he gets ahead, or does he? Because Tigo's still there on the outside. It's a fight for traction on the exit 2, but one of you needs to back out because you can't go side by side through here as we still remain in battle, and he goes off the track. And surely he is a legal overtake. I'm not quite sure why he risked it, but Mel's is up. It's a P3 overtaking Jesu. They go side by side, but one of you has to back out there as well. Oh, he goes on the curb there. He gets skated off the road, unfortunately, and he rejoins down to P4. What a shame as well. Or Mel's game, shall I say, because he was up there as well. But unfortunately, that moment just cost him as well. That slight moment, he gets stuck on the curb, and there's no coming back from it as well. Luckily, no penalty as well on that occasion, as Timmer and Jesu are spot placed. You know what? I think Timmer showed some really good patience now in the last stage of the Grand Prix. He appeared out of nowhere as De Jesse. What shall I say? Yeah, De Jesse as well. And his RB teammate has done a massive job as well. Very good job indeed. But here we go then on the back straight again. As you can see there, Sheepy Gamer just harvesting the battery, knowing there could be a last lap of time, but it's not the type of thing, not the type of racing we want to see as commentators and viewers. But that's the way cookie crumbles sometimes, because the driver's not going to think about how it might affect it. They're going to think of the best possible chance for themselves, if that makes sense. It's going to be selfish in the sport as well. As we head down in towards turn 27 we go then for another lap completed. Then it is Tigo who still leads, but a bit of a moment out of turn 1. They're a bit twishy. Is Mel's Gaming poised to overtake both of them on the straight again? Because you can see Tigo has no DRS to protect himself, but surely Mel's Gamer has the DRS. In fact, Timmy was there as well. How on earth did Mel's not get a pass on new tyres? I say new, but they are 8-lap hold, I think. Oh, the gap! I thought the gap went to 1 second there between somebody and somebody else, but luckily it's gone down as the battle continues. This fantastic race that's shown us to Jeddah once again. The driver's magnitude of being a high caliber driver. It has absolutely pay dividends for them as well. As phased in, it sets the first lap of the Grand Prix. And down in towards turn 13 we go. Guys, as well, I want to mention as well, I can't wait. For those who don't know, I'm going to Lelystad this year for the go-karting race, and I'm being there myself, and I'm commentating. I'm going to be the commentator for Lelystad in October, so I cannot wait for that. Just a quick shout out there for me, because it's really something special to me. It means a lot to me as well, and to meet good friends as well, meet up with them, and having the pleasure to have the commentary box as well. These guys are so close behind each other. You never know what the order could be like. Who is going to be the first one to pit? Is it going to be too early to pit as well on the mini compound tyres? Off the mediums, onto the hard. It's not a two-stop strategy, that's for sure. So I don't think nobody would attempt to that unless, of course, the guys behind had damage and have to do a two-stop. Look at this, 3 abreast in towards turn 27. But as you can see, Mercedes backs off there. Williams gets squeezed against the wall. Now they're side by side in towards the final corner we go. And let's see which one of them has better traction. Williams has better traction, but of course, with the DRS now, he puts himself back in the lead of the Grand Prix. In the pit lane comes the Ferrari, as now could be the time to pit. The undercut has been triggered, and we'll see then if we see drivers at the end of this lap. It is Shiba Gamer who wins. We've got a few people pitting as well in this race to get rid of the mini compound tyres. 15 laps on the hards is doable, of course, but might have to pay the price towards the latter stage of the Grand Prix. So you just hope that the mini compound tyres won't drop off with those guys down there. 15 laps to go in this race. So the first one to pit out of that bunch was Timmer. I think he'll definitely get the undercut on these guys ahead as well. Let's see if any of these guys respond at the end of this lap then. Timmer's on the hard compound tyres, as you expect. That caught me by surprise for some reason. I don't know why I did, but the two Ferraris there, scrapping away. That's Josco. Is he still running out there with damaged wing? Damaged his wing almost the entire race now. I think it's him that damaged the wing on the first lap of the race, but he's struggling really badly as now Tiger is on the back of him. He goes up into turn 30, but the Ferrari goes a bit deeper, which ideally doesn't have the grip. Might be suffering a bit of understeer through there as well. Donkey gets past visuals. I call him visuals as well. It's a nice name. Visuals. Frere. Oh, who's that? Is that the Ferrari off the track? Oh, it's the Tiger. It's the Ferrari got off the track there, unfortunately. So he's became a cropper at that particular part of the circuit. I wonder then what's going to happen at the end of this lap. Will drivers decide to pit as well to try and get themselves on a new set of hardcore power tyres, as they know the undercut has been triggered by the guy behind who pitted, which was Josko. But Josko made it Timmer, sorry. But here we are in the pit lane. It's very easy to overstep the pit lane as well. You're arriving at such great speed as they're in the pit lane then to get rid of the medium power tyres and on the hards. And let's see then where will they rejoin in comparison to the rest of the field. It is Mel's Gaming who leads then ahead of Jens as well. Dean in P3, Sheepy Gamer, Tiger are in the pit lane. Looks like it was a very long stop as well for a few people. Here we go out of the pit lane then, and let's see what the situation is like as they rejoin. Oh, who's that in the background? Foreground, it's Sheepy Gamer and Timmer. Those two almost came to blows as well, the pit lane exit, because the pit lane exit feeds into towards turn 2. It's like with Singapore, when Hulkenberg, I think, crashed out of the race as well after smashing into Felipe Massa that day. It's just so, yeah, what was I keep forgetting what I'm going to say. I don't know what I was going to say there. It's just one of them Jamie moments, I dare say. I have been prepared for the last, oh, he's left the side for the session. So it looks like these guys are looking to extend on their medical power tyres. Only 10 people left in this race as well, as I took a short break as well. Safair's left the session, so no more for him. Mel's Gaming, however, in fact, Dean's got a 3-second time penalty, but will Mel's Gaming pit at the end of this lap? Where is our main competitors? We've got Sheepy Gamer and Timmer back together. Tiger's just out of the DRS range of Timmer, so he's out of the DRS range. Can he get back inside it, I wonder? He's got cars ahead of him on all the tyres, but on the mini compound tyres, so don't expect them to be out there any longer. That's 12, 13. In fact, one of them pits. And so does Jens, and so does Dean as well. He has pitted as well as they were the top 3. On board then with the Ferrari and the McLaren, as these two have been continuously swapping places, swapping lines as well, and trading places. Timmer sets the fast lap of the Grand Prix. As we head down towards turn 1 we go. We've got a few people pitting now at the end of this lap. From hards to mid, that's hardcore power tyres, so I thought I saw another set of medium power tyres go on, but I say, because you can't do that here, it's just boiling. Sometimes I forget that I have nobody to talk to as well, so in the commentary box, that's where I give it a space. So being a solo commentator really does take a lot of time, practice and skill. Can be nervous as well. Like the drivers, can be nerve-wracking sometimes when you're going on a flying lap in qualifying. You want to nail every single apex, but for like me, it's the same thing for me, but in the commentary box where I need to nail every single sentence. What happened to Mel's? Yeah, what happened to him? I can't exactly remember. You have to rewind back. So he has fallen down to P5. He's on a brand new set of tyres, is Mel's. He's effectively, yeah, P5 now. Not quite sure what happened to him. Something did happen, but I can't remember exactly what it was. So apologies about the lack of information there as well. As we file our way through in towards the end of the middle sector as well. Hello, Leonard. How are you doing, mate? How come you're not racing tonight? Because we'd love to see you on the track. As Jens overtakes FaZe, Dennis and puts us off to P6. Mel's might have made a mistake. Yeah, possibly. I didn't catch it. Oh, look at these two, so side by side, but Dean with aggressive move the inside, up into P8. You love to see it as well. You love to see places in non-overtaking conventional places. So it's Sheepy Gamer who leads by 1.5 seconds. So he's got a bit of breather, but he can't afford to relax because he knows that the guys behind will also pass as well. As here we go down towards turn 1. Is this team orders? As we head down in towards turn 2. Hi Jamie, my account is suspended until Wednesday. Oh, sorry about that. As we now make our way out of the final few corners with these, in towards the first few corners with these guys as well. So can Timmer bring that gap down? It was 1.7 seconds, and Tiger's right behind as well. It was 1.8. Who's got the pure pace? Because I expected more from Miles, but he's still in P5. Still has a chance of getting up there. There he is. He hasn't got any airplane damage, sorry. So he should be fine in terms of mechanical grip from the car as well. But it looks like Sheepy Gamer has checked out for the lead of the Grand Prix, and it might not be over yet because of the safety car could be announced on the scene, and also as well him making mistakes or picking up a penalty. He can't afford to breathe easy. Maybe lead the Grand Prix. Is this oh, it's Babbit. Hello Babbit. I didn't even recognise you, mate. How are you doing? I'm glad to see you here, Babbit. My teammate, of course, in another league, and obviously I've commentated on him plenty of times as well. Such a nice guy. I forgot you, Babbit. Sorry about that. So the gap's not really going up or down, it's just staying the same as Mel's up the inside of Jesu. Not yet though, because he gets blocked off there by the Racing Bull driver, and now we are headed in towards the back straight we go. DRS open for the Mercedes driver, and now he puts himself up into P4 ahead of Jesu as well. Great drive. Oh, bad down the inside with a dive bomb move there. That was the RB Jens getting back on the action as well. As we see the Jesu, sorry. We see the Racing Bull driver get ahead. But Mel's needs to use a bit more power, more battery as well to put himself into P4 and ahead. But the Jesu's going to get bad down the inside. Oh, contact between those two there, just slight contact. Mel's gets a penalty, a 3-second penalty. Now, stewards, could that be removed? Because that was off the track, but of course he had no space but to off the track. That makes sense. So maybe under investigation there by the stewards. The gap is 2 seconds between Timmer and Stupid Gamer in first place there. The top three, they remained unchallenged, but unfortunately for Taker, he's got a lot of work on his hands. If he wants a podium for the first time this season, he's got to absolutely push as well and be very clever as we head down towards turn 13. He's got Mel's, who's very quick behind him. He does have a 3-second penalty, does Mel's, so that would definitely help. I think it was Tigo's course. Timmer just can't seem to bring that gap down. It's been around 2 seconds, so Sheepy Gamer has just checked out way in front of the rest of the field there. Nowhere to be seen in the latter parts. 11 laps left to go of this Jeddah Grand Prix, and so far your leader is Sheepy Gamer. The gap is 1.8 seconds between himself and Tigo in P3 then. It's not going down rapidly, it's going up and down every single time like a yoga machine, so you just don't know. All it takes is one mistake from either driver, then it could be a race defining moment as well. I think Sheepy Gamer being in first place now, trying to get that gap over a second, make sure he doesn't get anybody within his DRS range. Surely in the best spot to win the Grand Prix, but we know Jeddah has always got something to produce as well. So I think Sheepy Gamer, if he won't get the win, what was it, 3-place grid penalty? Yeah, it was a 3-place grid penalty. No, it was a 3-second time penalty, sorry. Yeah, for Miles. That was his first penalty of the day. Trying to get the time official. So 10 left in this Grand Prix. Looks like Tigo is catching though. Timer at a rate of knots. The gap was like over 2 seconds a lap or two ago. But here we are. He's right to the back of him. Your request is granted. Wow, Sheepy Gamer 0 warnings, 2 warnings for Timmer. Tigo has got no warnings, so he's super consistent and clean. Mel's, yep, penalties. I'm not going to check the rest of the field because I want to keep up with the action, so apologies about that. I'm going to mention the guys in the front of the field. 10 laps left to go around here in Jeddah. 10 laps for Sheepy Gamer. Try and get that gap over a second as well, because definitely you can lose the connection real quickly. The gap is 1 second, and Tigo is catching Timmer as well. There is still 10 laps left to go in the Grand Prix then. So what's going to happen? Should they be very clever about this and trade DRS? That's what they need to do. Trade DRS, let each other pass for a few moments, then get up their P3. Because in the Australian Grand Prix I commentated, there was 2 people that are not the same team. And first place was striking away. And those two worked well together despite not being a party, despite being different teams, because they knew the safety car was very crucial as well. So yeah, it's helped me out a lot in the past few races. Here comes Tigo then, on the back of Timmer once again towards turn number 1. But just can't seem to find a way past Danny is. That's a late lunge there for Tigo. Makes contact with the side of the Ferrari, but gets a better exit around the outside. Very tenacious indeed, very ambitious, bold overtake, and he puts himself up into P2 then. There's a big... I think nobody is catching the Dutchman of Sheepy Gamer, who's done a fantastic job as well in this race. Even though we're not seeing battles for the lead, it is still interesting to see what happens out there on the track as well. Fights for the podium is not over yet. Well, it technically is. I don't know. Mel's Gamer versus Timmer for the podium. Who knows? Noah Snap does have a 3-second time to see. Sheep Gamer then coming through 16 to 17. The gap is 3 seconds between himself and the guy we're watching right now, Tigo, as the Ferrari is under massive pressure from Mel's right behind as well. Jesu has been detached from this DRS train, so that's down towards first, second, third, and fourth to decide who is going to win the Grand Prix. But unfortunately, he has dropped down the order. He was doing such a good job at the stage. He's still doing a good job now in P5, but of course he would have wanted more and higher. 5 assignments in this Grand Prix, and it is Sver, Tiger, Tice, Nuts, and Ubi. They all retired in the Grand Prix. Only one VSC, only one. No, not even. Was there a safety car? No, not even a safety car deployed. No safety car, as who's that? That's Duncan Promaster has left the session. I thought Did he just lag out? Or was that just me? Because when I went to bowl with him, it felt like he just lagged out. So I was very, very nervous. As we head down towards turn 1 then, this is Sheepy Gamer with a gap of 2.7 seconds ahead of this bunch right behind as well. The battle for the final spot on the podium. You know Mel's won't get it. Those Harvarders, the people pitted hard, medium, sorry, in the second stint during the safety BSC, hasn't really paid him any dividends so far in this race just yet. Yeah, majority of people went medium hard. Yeah, that's the norm around here as well. Medium hard, or medium hard, depends what track you're at as well. Tyre wear is super, super high around this circuit, as well it is in any other circuit as well. As Digestu gets himself a 3-second tyre penalty then for multiple warnings. So that's going to be costly for him towards the Grand Prix. The gap is 2.9 between himself and his closest competitor as well. So let's see then if if he does catch down or not. Lap 79.25, then it is still Sheep Gaming who leads then. There's your leaders, and here comes Tygo, and here comes Timmer, Mel's Gaming as well. Josko sets the fast lap of the time of the race as well. Great effort for him. Down in P10 as well, had a horrible race ever since he broken his front wing as well. At least he's got one Ferrari partner up there as well. His teammate is currently running in a solid P3. So I think if he can stay in P3, that'd be a big result for the Racing Bull team. Can they get on the podium? But it's so difficult because you've got the guys behind you catching and rating us as well with the DRS and trying to catch you out and trying to play strategy right as well. As we've got the DRS on the back of the Racing Bull. As we go now to the left, to the right, he goes over left eventually and he puts himself up into second place ahead of Tigo. But this battle will continue all the way down towards the line because we know these guys have got relentless pace and we know that there's DRS zones to keep yourself within that 1-second range as well. So yeah, final tour around here in Jeddah. For me, at least, it was turn 4, turn 5 and turn 6. I love these corners as well. This gives me good information for tomorrow's race that I commentated for, I think, in, last week. When he got announced, it was Saudi Arabia. It's like, God's sake, I've got to practice now. It's not too bad. Once you hook up this track, it is just an unreal feeling. It's just so natural as well. When you hook up this lap, when you hook up the track, it's all about being bold, brave, calculating with position risk as well. I don't think I had the confidence to do this at all. Maybe not, I won't even get out of the pit lane either. That's how difficult the F1 cars are these days. Timmer has got himself a 3-second time penalty. The podium could be back on between Digestu and Timmer as well. And that's cost him as well. Could that cost him the podium, I wonder now, as Timmer has been released from into P3. Mel's right behind in P4 as well. As you can see, Mel's just giving a slight left tap to the barrier on the outside there. And there are 6 laps left to go in this race then, and it's going to be a very, very interesting fight for the lead of the Grand Prix, fight for the podium as well. But no fight to lead the Grand Prix because Shaper King has dropped away. But on board then, or off board, shall I say, onto the main straight once again with the DRS wide open, and let's see what happens going down towards 1. And nobody is going for the move just yet, so these guys really thinking about the long-term game here, as they want to try and maximise every single opportunity and being very clever at the same time as well. Once again, guys, I really hope you all enjoy the commentary as well. I got brought in last minute, so I'm a bit rusty. I got brought in last minute literally as well, so I had no idea. I had no preparation or anything. I just got home straight from work. But yes, welcome to everybody in the chat. I really hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far as well. And yeah, commentating for SDN JSR has been an absolute pleasure for PSJ as well and other leagues. So yeah, I'm very proud and privileged to be racing amongst those, or commentating amongst those as well. So the gap's 3 seconds between himself and Tigo there, between Tigo and Sheepy Gamer. So he's definitely checked out. He's found some good pace now. All he needs to do is make sure he keeps it within the confine of the white line. Do not overstep it. There's no need to overstep it as well because the gap is 3.5 seconds then. So just generally just ease it as well. Battle for the final spot on the podium then. Who will it go to, Timmer or Mel's Gaming? We're about to find out very, very shortly. They're both at the DRS range of Tigo, as they're not fighting him just yet, just being very patient. Patience is a fortune, as they say, and it really is as well. 5 laps left to go here in Qatar. The race has absolutely flown by. We've not had a lead in the Grand Prix, but we've had some great battles amongst the field as well, distributed in the right place at the right time. This is the closest battle between these two, Timmer and Tigno. But knowing what he knows now, is it worth fighting Tiga that hard, because if you put all your risk into it, you're going to fall down the order, because obviously what happened before as well. So I think we're very, very aware. Let's see if third place is going to be unchallenged as well between Timmer and Mel's Gaming. Who is going to get the final spot on the podium? That's the main thing to watch out for between Mel's and Timmer. But Timmer is using the DRS effectively against the Racing Bull driver, knowing that he needs it for DRS to keep the guys behind at bay as well. But we now head towards 16 and 17. We go. The gap's gone under 3 seconds there, so we've gained a little bit of time, but not too much. Sheep Gamer has a comfortable buffer as well, it must be said, in the lead of this Grand Prix. Doing a really good job so far. T goes to P3. Just can't seem to catch Sheep Gamer, and that's what happens when the DRS train splits up. You just get put into separate groups, separate parts of the racetrack. As Jens has overtaken Jiu-Jitsu, he puts us to P5. Where was that? Well, that's turn 13 then, so nice move. If it's from, no, it's not, turn 21 or turn 22. My apologies about that. Never really mentioned Faze Dennis, he's left, that's why we haven't mentioned him. Joska has left the session too. So yeah, and last one but not least is Faze Dennis. We'll have 8 drivers to conclude this race then. I really do like this Jeddah circuit as well. It's a real testament of the drivers, the showcraft, the skills, the patience, etc. It does bring out the best of them as well. Taking a short break there because I need to hydrate my voice. It is very hot in the UK and also boiling over. My mouth is so dry right now. There is 4 laps left to go still, and Timmer is sticking with the DRS range. That's good news, you know, because if he sticks to the DRS range, he could be getting third place, because Mel's is quite far behind. The gap is 1.4 seconds, so not the pace he had in the earlier stages of this session, but it's now headed towards 16 and 17 we go. I wonder now what's going to happen from here to the end. It's going to be an absolute cliffhanger between all these guys here as well. But Timmer has dropped away as well from the podium, from the 1 second range of DRS there, so he's lost a bit of time in comparison towards, I think it was at the time, Timmer in P3. Four more laps left to go in this race, and this is still... Well, it's a stalemate race. It's a stalemate race. Not much going on as well. Why is Jeddah not in the? Oh yeah, it is. No, it's not. Jeddah. I just noticed Jeddah is in the daylight or like the evening type shit. I didn't realise that it wasn't dark yet fully. Here comes Timmer. Still P3, however, 1.4 seconds behind. You know what? He's catching Tiga. You know, he gained a lot of time on him on the last lap. And Tiga, on the counter, has also gained a lot of time on Stupid Game as well, almost 2 seconds as well. So can Tiger find any more time? Can he get himself there in the DRS range before the final laps of this Grand Prix? Can Stupid Game defend against him as well? Just nailing every single apex, every single corner, curbs as well. Chucking the car and having just full belief in your car as well that they'll make it stick and make it work. 3 more laps left to go in this race, and Timmer is surely but slowly catching the Racing Bull driver. I don't think, in fact, he could get a podium as well, could Timmer? Yeah, he might get a podium because Jens is 7 seconds behind. So I think Timmer then, trying to push on as hard as he can, try and get P2. The gap's like 1.4, 1.5, 1.4 throughout the whole field as well, as we see Faze Dennis in the pit lane quite early. He's got the soft compound tyres. You would expect to do around lap 24, but he's made the choice, he's made the call, and off he goes again to start his final flying lap on the fastest lap campaign. There's not much going on out here so far in Jeddah, so apologies about the door moments. Usually have a lot to talk about, but not this time because it is a bit of a stalemate race. This is still a good battle between Jens and Jiu-Jitsu in P6 and P5. Those two dropped away quite quickly as well in the other stages of the Grand Prix, never able to get in themselves in the hunt. But now we can see the Racing Bull driver of Jiu-Jitsu right behind him, but harvested battery, just saving the battery, right behind there of the Williams driver. Not much going on so far, but the gap's been brought down to 1.4 as well, 1.3. So he's gaining on him at a greater knots. I thought that when Sheepy Gamer got ahead of the guys behind, he would pull away and streak off into the distance, would Sheepy Gamer. But no, it's flipped on his head once again. He has a Tier 2 driver coming at him very quick and fast as well. We've got Tigo, who's coming at him rapid rate or not, can he get himself in DRS range before the final corner? And that should see out an interesting end. So I'm Tigo, his teammate, I hope. Oh, I'm Tigo, his teammate, so I can hope Tigo gets the win. Well, yeah, of course you do. But, yeah, on biased side, I don't mind who wins the Grand Prix at all. As long as it's an interesting race, I do not care. But as we now head towards 21 and 22 as well, there is 3 laps left to go in this race, and the gap's 1.3. Just can't seem to find any more hours of time to try and get Sheepy Gamer. You can see him just right in front of us there, in first place, ready for the take-in. So Tigo's on an absolute charge so far as well as we head down towards every so you can see him now. You can see that's the Williams or Sheepy Gamer in the distance. Hopefully, doesn't hold him up too much. He gets out of the way. Still going though. He's still pulling away. Why would he get out of the way? Sorry, I thought it was a back marker. My bad. I thought it was a back marker. I was thinking about back markers as well during the course of this Grand Prix, but there's not really any, is there? But I think that's it then for Tigo. There's still one more lap after this one. So push as hard as you can. Try and get yourself in that DRS range as well. Can he find it? Can he just somehow scrape a tenth or two by pushing harder, getting close to the barriers on the throttle as well? Use the battery at the right time. The gap is 1.2 seconds. Can Sheepy Gamer also sustain the pressure really well? Because when you're being hunted, there's a lot of pressure as well behind you. So a lot of nerve-wracking there for Sheepy Gamer. Keep it nice and composed is the Williams driver. Nice and cool, nice and composed. And let's see. He's almost in the second range of DRS. He's gaining again. He's in the DRS range. He is in the DRS range of Sheepy Gamer. I'm about to see a final lap showdown between Sheepy Gamer and Tigo as well. Sheepy Gamer, who thought he had his own way since that first stop, or first stitch, let's say, hasn't gone well for him at all. As now we're coming towards turn 21 and turn 22. Right, he's right behind him then. So when is the best place to strike? We've seen it in Division 1. We've seen it everywhere. Down towards the final corner, but of course the detention point is there. It's very important though, if you're going to do it in the final corner, to have much better traction as well. Get on the power quickly than your rivals. As we head down in towards, that's the move done before the corner there, but off goes wide is Sheepy Gamer. So did he get caught up out there? Tiger breaking them, I'm quite sure. But here we go then, side by side with him once again, as he reclaims this is the leader of the Grand Prix. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the final lap of this race, and your leaders are first and second. In the background, that is Mel's versus the Ferrari driver Trimmer. Those two have lost a significant amount of place as well and lost their time, but back on board with first and second. This is the battle we're going to see a need to dictate who will win the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. It's going to be super, super close. Sheepy Gamer and also Tiga trying to harvest as much battery as they can. Look at that as well, 6% both of them trying to save the battery, ready for the last lap attack. It's defense mode versus attack mode. Who is going to be on top of this one as we head down in towards turn 13? Tigo versus Sheepy Gamer. Of course, not going to make the move there. He's very smart. Be very unwise thing to do in turn 13. He can make moves there, but not on this occasion. Now coming through 16 and 17 we go. Another twist and turn as well, full of combinations this track as we now flick it to the right, kind of speed through, but what? Oh, look at this then. You can see the flashing light already. DRS is already being played here. The DRS games have started. Look at that. He's trying to save as much battery as he can. He's 90%. They're both 100%. So here comes Tigo now. He will take the lead of the Grand Prix. Look at Sheepy Gamer. He backs off knowing there is DRS on the next straight as well. Can he get a good launch? Can both of them get a good launch in attack and defense mode then? With the DRS wide open. Here he is, gaining and gaining on the Racing Bull driver, but he seems to have mega straight line speed in that Racing Bull. As we head down in towards the final corner, the Red Bull goes defense on the inside, Sheepy Gamer all the way around the outside, in towards the final corner, they're neck and neck, so close, so comfort, and here comes Tigo then, as he makes his way towards the finish line. He wins, or has he, because Sheepy Gamer's right behind. Yes, he has, he wins. Oh my goodness, the Saudi Arabian Grand for Tigo, and P3 as well. So what a race that was towards the end. My throat was dry, so you probably noticed me slurring and stuttering. My apologies. I don't tend to drink as well during the commentary box, but I think I need to as well because it's really affecting the way I say things. Right then, boys, it's been an absolute pleasure to commentate with you guys. I was quite interested. I was just hoping for a better attendance, but nonetheless, it still was a good race. We got the last lap attack we wanted for as well, but Sheepy Gamer must be so frustrated knowing the AI car. Sheepy Gamer must be so frustrated knowing there was a chance of winning on the cards for him, but unfortunately it just went away, especially the first stint when he bridged that gap over 2 seconds and had control of the rest of the field. Just waiting for Duncan's car now, driving very slow on the race circuit. So he will inherit, I think, P10. He will. That's it for us. Well, guys, what a roller coaster literally it has, and literally, and also figuratively as well. It's been a mega race around here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. And I'll be back with you next Friday, sorry, at 6 p.m. But also as well, commentator for PSGL if you want to tune in on Monday as well. And I've got my own race around here in Jeddah as well. So Sunday I have a race around here in Jeddah. So yeah, I've taken a few notes. Dutch 1, 2, 3, of course. Drive of the day. Tigo, race winner Tigo, fast lap, phase Dennis, drive of the day, Jens, most overtakes is Jens too, and she became the cleanest driver, it says on my stats, as you can all clearly see. I'll accept your friend request, my friend. Thank you so much, mate, as well. Thank you so much, it means a lot to me. It was hard because I stepped in the very last moment, had no information, had no preparation either. So I just joined at the very last second. I wanted to push myself. I wanted to challenge myself to see how good I do in these pressurized situations. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in as well. It's been an absolute pleasure. Commentator for SDN. Ever since I commentated back in January, I have thoroughly enjoyed it. There's so many great moments, intense battles as well, heated arguments, and everything you can need for in a paddock as well. But I dearly miss racing there as well, being in that environment. But yes, SDN, thank you so much, guys, because you guys are the reason why I'm able to commentate in the first place since January, and I invited Milan Langer with me as well. We've both done, I think, an amazing job of commentating for you guys. We're always trying to provide you some correct details, right facts as well, what the driver's going to do, and I'll participate. So I really do appreciate all the kind words you guys have shown me in the past few months, because you're all legends, and thank you so much. It is, as an Englishman in the Dutch league, it said. Well, I was a bit nervous, but I'm going to end it here then. Enough waffling from me. I'll see you all at the Belgian Grand Prix, next race of the season in SDN next week. See you all later. Goodbye for now.